Buckle up, bitch.
We going in.
What's up? Who's next? Huh? How about it? Who wants some?
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
I'm pretty sure Mikey just shit his pants. And hello, everybody, and welcome back to the very best place that you could be in the entire world, the entire universe, the entire Scabbyverse, the entire multiverse, the VHS Doom podcast, and rental car. Hello, hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good.
How you doing there, buddy?
What's up, man?
You all right? No, not much. Yeah, just been riding in a car with you for 4 weeks now. Because we can't go home. Anyway, if you have not already, please go ahead and give us a like, a follow, a rating, share us with your friends, and those that you loathe, so we can torture them and flay them and cut off their pee-pees. But most importantly, subscribe wherever you're listening to this. Please go ahead and smash that subscribe button, as all of like the 2000s YouTubers used to say. Smash that subscribe button. If you're listening to us on Spotify or you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, just hit subscribe. You'll find out that the show comes out a little bit early. You get about a day before we say, a little midnight show, as I like to call it. And we love having new people join our Scabbyverse. As of right now, Mikey, I think we have 13 people have already listened to The Exorcist, and I just put it out, like 3 days ago?
Yeah.
4 days ago?
Isn't that awesome?
So, yeah, that's really cool. Thank you, guys. That's a really good listen amount by, we record these on Tuesdays, so that's pretty good. And in total, 636 people have listened to our podcast, so thank you, guys. We appreciate it.
That's awesome.
That.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyway, if you haven't, a little pandering sesh, as I always do in the beginning, go check out our merch store. Them designs are fire. Mikey even has one to show off today.
Hold on.
If you're watching on YouTube. Yeah, that's absurd. That's so absurd.
I'm cold about idea on now. Right back.
What?
It's freezing out here.
Oh, he cold. He got to put on his hoodie. Yeah, so he wanted to show off the shirt, but he got the absurd shirt. We're working on a few designs from the Video Nasty series. Yeah, the absurd one's pretty cool. It's a really old movie poster. Pretty dope. Go check it out. VHSDoom.com. Scroll all the way to the bottom. Click on the merch store link, and it'll take you, holy fuck, right there. Also, just a note, I'll stop pandering. You guys can come pander if you want. We want you to come on the show. If you're a band, a director, if you're an actor promoting a project, whatever, we want to talk to you. If you want to promote to our audience some artistic endeavor that you're doing, we'd love to have you come on the show. You can always shoot us an email at vhsdoom@gmail.com. Let me know if you're interested on coming on the show, and we can arrange it. We use a really cool podcast hosting site where we can just dial you right in, easy peasy, get you on camera, get you talking about whatever you want to talk about. Anyway, so if you listened in last week, you heard all of our demon-induced shenanigans when we visited one of the coolest places we could probably visit, 3600 Northwest Prospect in Washington, D.C., otherwise known as the Exorcist House. And we saw the infamous staircase that stole the life of one Father Karras, as well as It stole the skin right off of Mikey's back. He's just been bones and eyes.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, no, I'm melted skin. That's all I am.
Well, no, Scabby took your skin for the business meeting. Did he take your bones?
But I am the skin.
Oh, so you were riding with him?
I guess.
Oh,
those are some weird meetings.
He was wearing you like a onesie. Real weird. Real weird. Kind of sewed up in the back.
An Ed Gein onesie.
Yeah, it was real weird. I even put a picture of it on like Instagram and I think I put it on Twitter. You didn't repost it, but yeah, that was Scabby wearing Mikey's skin. If you saw that one.
Yeah, it's just like when I had a really unfortunate haircut.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess technically the stairs didn't kill you. Your haircut was fine. The stairs didn't technically kill you, but Scabby kind of finished what the stairs started because you fell down the stairs a couple times, and instead of respawning you, he did, but he took your skin.
Fatality me first and spiked my head on the ground.
Yeah, I think I saw him go hi-ya, and he just smashed your head and twisted it all the way around. And then Pazuzu was over there just kind of giggling. Look at that shit. I think Pazuzu and Scabby are probably besties. They're
probably the same thing.
You think Pazuzu and Scabby are the same demon?
Maybe.
Holy fuck, that's mind-blowing.
What if
anyway.
You're
What if I'm Scabby? What if I'm Pazuzu? I could be. I could be constantly torturing you.
I'm just kidding. I think Jimmy is all two.
Oh, that would make sense. Yeah. Jimmy's a cool guy. Scabby's a cool guy. I think Pazuzu's a cool guy who's just misunderstood. So, yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, so this week, we are going to make our very last stop. And what I would probably say is like the best stop on the entire road trip, personally. We are headed to none other than Haddonfield, Illinois, to visit the other Mikey. Good old Mikey Meyers. That's right, friends. We're going to pop through the void and land in Haddonfield on Halloween night, 1978. We got to travel from 72 to 78.
Right in time for Halloween.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that was
comes down to what, the 28th, so we a couple days before Halloween.
Yeah, that was. We wanted this to be our last stop. So, while I'm going to load up the tank with scab tabs, ramen, piss, and I think Scabby said some LSD this week, so he gave me a little bit of LSD. Mikey, why don't you tell us how you've been doing, buddy?
I've been good. Sammy got his costume. He's going to be a skeleton. I sent you a picture of that.
Yes. What does he call him again?
1010s.
1010s. Yeah. Very good.
Yeah, and then our neighbor, I think I told you guys last week, there's a 8-foot-tall skeleton in our front yard.
Yeah.
Our upstairs neighbor put it in. It was pretty awesome.
An 8-foot-tall 1010.
With the eyes open and the mouth moves.
Oh, wow. That's intense. All right. Cool.
Pretty much basically that. I mean, like, I feel like I'm coming down with a cold. Maybe Scabby's attacking me, but yeah, I'm good.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, any 1972 stuff you've been up to?
Hold on, let me see. I think there was about a bunch of 80s ones. I have to go all the way down. I accidentally put all of my things on the bottom of the notes, so I got to go all the way down.
Oh, got you.
Okay, so what I watched is mostly 1984. There's one 1974, though.
Okay,
so let's go with the first one. Silent Night, Deadly Night from 1984.
Yeah, we have a Silent Night, Deadly Night sweater up on the
with Billy on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is from 1984, directed by Charles E. Sellier Jr. Mm-hmm. And so the plot is, little Billy witnesses his parents getting killed by Santa after being warned by his senile grandpa that Santa punishes those who are naughty. Now Billy is 18 and out of the orphanage, and he just became Santa himself. This movie's wild. I just want to say, like, the beginning scene where, like, the mother gets attacked is just crazy. Like, right in the middle of the road, or, like, and then she, like, gets her throat slit, and, like, she's, like, naked in front of her kid.
Oh, Jesus Christ, yeah.
The kill where he picks up Linnea Quigley and puts her on the elk horns is awesome. Mm-hmm. And then my other favorite one of all time is, do you remember the one where it's, like, the kids are going down the, in a sled down, like, a hill, and he pops out and, like, cuts their heads off? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So, sorry, I kind of, like, I just love that movie a lot. Next one is another classic, Children of the Corn from 1984. by Fritz Kirsch. So this is originally written by Stephen King as a short story, and a couple is trapped in a remote town where a dangerous religious cult of children believe that everyone over 18 must be killed. I love this scene when it starts out where they pretty much kill all the local, like all the adults in the coffee shop, and then it just like you see like Isaac's face right out the window being all creepy.
Yeah,
it's a good movie. Next one. So April Fool's Day from 1986. It's another slasher movie. Well, I don't know if it's slasher once you see the twist at the end of the movie, but I like this movie a lot. It's pretty funny. The kills are pretty cool. I like it a lot. Yeah. And then I don't know why I watched 2 Christmas movies in like last couple of days, but I did. Black Christmas, the original. I would say the original slasher. Well, Torso, I guess is right.
Technically, there's debate. It depends on who's like criteria you're going by, but I would say Torso probably.
Yeah, this movie is creepy as hell. The one scene where the woman gets like the girl gets like the bag over her head while she's in a chair and like she gets like suffocated to death.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's another scene with a knife. It kind of reminds me of like a Giallo. So I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I watched this week. What'd you watch? Or how are you?
Nice. Well, I'm good. I finished putting all the scabs, and I just finished peeing in the gas tank, so we should be good there. I'm good, man. Explode. Yeah, it should. Scabby said there'd be a little extra kick with the LSD, so we'll see what happens with that. I don't know.
I don't feel too good. Oh, buddy.
No, I've been good. So, let's see, 1972 shit. So, Scabby and I headed over to Nicaragua, and we started an earthquake. It killed about 11,000 people. That was pretty fucked up. He said, I know, it was fucked up. He said, bro, we're in for a good time. Come with me. And he just started shaking the tectonic plates, and then tons of people died.
He was motorboating them.
Yeah, he was just doing that, and a lot of people died. But yeah, also, we went and saw the 1972 Summer Olympics in Munich. Yeah, that was neat. And we checked out the very first home video game console. The Magnavox Odyssey was released in 1972 in September. So we played a little beep boop shitty games. Really doesn't live up to the hype. Yeah, so that's kind of what I did. Oh, and then I jumped on the Apollo for their final mission. That was the final mission of the Apollo. So I did that and saw the 1972 Earth from above. Yeah, that was fun.
Oh my God, sorry.
What else? Yeah, I FaceTimed with the fam, and they were having a good old time. Doing prep for Halloween. Ari's gonna dress up for her dance class this week as a Minnie Mouse. She's got a little dress and everything, awesome. And little ears. And yeah, she's real cute. So, really missing my family. The Magic Fingers bed at the motel, the Bates Motel, down the road, was really not what I thought it would be. Not very nice.
I mean, you probably liked his taxidermy, right?
Yeah, the taxidermy was cool, but I was in the shower and he threw open the shower, curtain, and I was like, "Whoa!" And he's like, "You're not a girl," and I said, "No," and he said, "Bye," and I said,
"I gave him the key to open it, so I walked away."
Oh, well, he was expecting.
He told me he was going to do something else.
Woman. I said, "I am a chunky man. Do you like what you're seeing?" And he said, "No," and he left. So. That was weird. But yeah, so that's been my week. What did I watch? So this week I watched a couple of really fun films that kind of fell in the right era, at least, a little bit. So first, I checked out from 1976, Joel M. Reed, classic Blood-Sucking Freaks.
I love that movie.
Dude, that is so much fun. So, it's actually in the Trauma catalog.
I have the Trauma DVD of it.
Yeah, and I found it on Tubi. Where else would I find anything? It was originally released as the title The Incredible Torture Show, and it's Mikey even said it's considered to be maybe the first torture porn film.
I saw people saying that online a couple of years ago, so I don't know. I feel like it fits.
It does. I mean, it's a pretty intense film, even for the time. Essentially, this like quote unquote like master or like ringmaster, I'd call him probably, but his name's Sardu. He runs a very like grand Guignol, however you say
Guignol.
that, style.
Guignol.
Grand Guignol.
Guignol.
I don't know.
Guignol.
I don't know French. I like a baguettes, and I love a Mona Lisa.
Oh no.
So
he's French now.
He runs a theater with his little person, Ralphus, assistant. And Ralphus says, "Master, you've been a bad boy," and then beats the shit out of him. And there's all kinds of fun stuff. They have
such a crazy movie.
Really, really fucked up scene with a doctor who's performing surgery on a poor, helpless woman. They refer to, I guess they used to call human trafficking white slavery.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay, because they refer to what they're doing as
Necro
white
has
slavery.
a song about it, and he starts off, says, "For Ralphus."
Oh, my God.
It's called white slavery. It's with his brother, Ill Bill, is on it, too.
Got you. Yeah, well, anyway, it's a ton of fun. I love the movie. It was ridiculous, but definitely go check that out.
I think it's really like a cool grindhouse movie, honestly.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. I mean, the kills in it are wild, and it's tons of fun. So check out Blood-Sucking Freaks. Also, the second film I watched was kind of in the same vein-ish. It was a little bit earlier though, so it came out in 1972. By
the Godfather of Gore.
The Godfather of Gore, the Gore Girls, or otherwise known as Blood Orgy. So essentially, there is a bunch of strippers, go girls, Gore girls, who are getting killed off one by one. And the newspaper, I guess it's called the Globe, in that film, approaches Abraham Gentry, who's played by Frank Kress, who's a private investigator who's really, really good, and they offer him $25,000 to investigate the brutal murders that are happening. The first girl who dies, her name is Susie Cream Puff. So, yeah. There are some pretty neat stripper names in this film.
I honestly feel like this movie feels like a giallo.
It does. The killer very much mimics a giallo, and with the gloves, with the shadows, like everything, how it's going. Now, you can tell it's definitely early because, they pan really, it's kind of like shaky panning. It's not super professional feeling, but the plot's great. The private investigator, Gentry, is awesome. That's a great character. He's really cool. So definitely go check that out. And
have you seen any of his other movies?
I really no, I haven't.
Okay, you need to see Wizard of Gore and Blood Feast.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Blood Feast. Yes. Okay. Yes. That's that's his first, right? Or
that's like the
really
first Spider
early
movie too.
Yeah. So his effects are really solid for 1972. Some of the things are a little obviously like the faces when they're not torn up are kind of rough, but once he gets to that real grind, it's pretty intense. So tons of fun. Go check it out. You even get to see a woman's face fried in a vat of oil.
That's like one of my favorite films, man.
Bro, wild. The only thing I didn't, maybe it's a 70s thing, but they were frying French fries in a glass pot, like a clear glass pot.
I forgot about that. Are they really?
Yeah. I was like, that's going to explode and kill everybody. So
I think I watched that in the summer when I got it, and we talked about it then too. I don't remember.
Oh, yeah?
That part does sound familiar, yeah.
Nice. Cool. Well, yeah, I thought that was a good time. So, all right, let's get your movies checked back in. Well, actually, I guess we won't. I'm so used to checking your movies in myself, but for the last couple of weeks we haven't been. Hopefully, you put them.
Here, I'll turn on
in
the radio so you hear them.
Okay. All right. Hey, Balfi, can you hear me?
What?
Did the movies get checked back in?
Yes.
Oh, all right.
So the store is flooding, Mr. Dylan.
Shut up, Ralphus.
Ralphus? Why the fuck is Ralphus in the store? That's super concerning.
No, it's me, help me.
Shut up, Ralphus.
Oh, are you just calling Hugh Ralphus now?
Yes,
He's
goodbye.
eating me. He fried my face.
Hang up the phone.
Click. Well, that.
Yeah, I don't understand what that was.
I wonder if Balthy's like
Kind of scared
torturing Hugh, calling him Ralphus
because of
and,
me.
like, spanking his butt. Yeah, I don't. It's probably your
No,
fault.
I think he's
for
like,
sure.
I think he's like doing surgery on him and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Because he started talking normal at some point. Maybe they like messed with
He
his
did.
brain. I don't know.
Well, yeah, he sounded like Ralphus in the beginning. I really thought it was Ralphus.
That was
from the
horrifying.
movie, so that was terrifying.
I'm scared.
Anyway, well, they said you put the movies in the box. Hopefully you did. So last week,
Wait,
just
let me open this
a
box.
reminder.
Hold on.
Yeah, where did you
Okay.
get a box?
They shipped it to me. Every time we do a stop, I get the tapes.
Oh,
You have to look in the trunk,
What-
dude. What's in the trunk?
what's the address say on that box?
Eat a dick, Dylan.
It says so they mailed it to Dylan at Eat a Dick Dylan address. What's
No,
the zip code?
At eatadick.com.
They just sent it to eatadick.com and it came to you? Wow. Weird. That's weird. I guess maybe eatadick.com, the address
No,
looks like
it's
a
like
fucked up
FedEx. It was
Subaru.
sent to you. You didn't pick up the box. You left it there.
Oh. All right, whatever. Anyway. All right, so last week.
It's a weird convenience store, man.
Yeah. Last week, we sent you guys home with Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives from 1986. Sent you home with Friday the 13th, Part 7, New Blood from 1988. We also sent you home with Graduation Day from 1981 by Herb Freed. Yes. We sent you home with Absurd from 1981 by Joe D'Amato.
And then Dylan's favorite movie, Evils of the Night.
And Evils of the Night from 1985. Evils of the Night is fucking ridiculous. That's like if I turned on like an old school television like set in 1985.
That'd be playing.
And it was 4 a.m. and I was on some random channel, that would be playing. Yes, for sure. So that movie was ridiculous. And then for the kids, lastly, we sent you home with The Dark Crystal from 1982 by Jim Henson. Yes, so we're glad you guys mailed those back to us, and for some reason, Balthy just lied and said they were at the store. I don't fucking know what's going on. But we got a trunk full
Half
of
of them are
DVDs
smashed.
now. Yeah, well, we got the DVDs to replace them now, so fuck those guys. Whatever. Who cares? All right. Well, friends, Mikey, countrymen, we are almost here. So let's pull over real quick. All right. So we just pulled up to the edge of town in Haddonfield. I see the train tracks right over there, and there's an old, dilapidated phone booth. I wonder what that used to be used for. Maybe calling folks. I don't know. If you listened in to the last couple episodes,
I miss
you've heard the...
payphones.
Did you ever use a payphone?
Yeah, I have.
I think I used them maybe like twice.
I
Yeah.
can't say on this podcast what I said, though, or what I did.
Did you call the police and say, eat a dick?
No.
That's what I guess you would do. Anyway, if you listened into the last couple episodes,
I
you
didn't
heard
do that.
he called the White House and said, "Eat a dick. I'm smoking crack out of Ronald Reagan's thigh bone or something." If you listen in to the last couple episodes, you heard the ridiculous recipe to jump through time and space. As always, this recipe has been gifted to us by our cuddly, cute, kissable neighborhood paralysis demon, Scabby Man. All right, so I loaded up the tank with the magic recipe a few minutes ago, added in Jesus Christ. Is it because I called you cuddly?
I don't know. That was scary.
Yeah, I should not call him cuddly. He's not cuddly, and he's definitely not kissable. He's tired of Jimmy trying to kiss him. I'm going to start calling him Jiminy. All right.
I call him Jimson.
So, Jimson, Kentucky Jimson. All right, so we loaded up the tank. We're good to go. when I take off, we're going to get this poor, absolutely totaled and destroyed Subaru up to 88 miles an hour. We should be launched through the thin layer of the Voidiverse. Voidiverse? I don't know. That's a hard one.
Void noise.
To 1978. Are you ready to fucking go?
Oh,
See if
here we go.
No, I'm not going yet. Don't go by yourself again. You lose your skin and stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna see if right. Oh fuck, he'll just be paralyzed. He'll be a quadriplegic.
I'm gonna crawl like one of those zombies from Walking Dead.
Oh, so you'll be a paraplegic. Okay, got it. All right, so I'm gonna see if I can tune the radio to pick up the trailer while we're jumping. Let's fucking go. Oh, but before I hit the gas, hey Mikey. Family. Let's do it for family. Vin Diesel family. Go!
Halloween night. A small American town. 15 years ago. Michael? Halloween.
I spent 8 years trying to reach him, and then another 7 trying to keep him locked up because I realized that what was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil. I think he'll come back.
Exploring uncharted territory.
And totally charted.
Just talk.
Sure. The only reason she babysits is to have
Halloween.
Come on out.
All right. I think we fucking made it.
Person?
Yeah, that was my Vin Diesel dance. Hi, I'm Vin Danzig. Yeah. Vin Danzig. Huh. That'd be a pretty badass name, actually. He should have changed it from Glenn to Vin. That would have been better. Okay. So, Mikey, you know where we start. You read the back of the box, buddy.
Okay. 15 years after murdering his sister on Halloween night, 1963, Michael Meyers escapes from a mental hospital and returns to a small town of Haddonfield, Illinois, to kill again.
To kill again. You know, I feel like they missed an opportunity for her to be a babysitter, right? So, like, his sister was babysitting him, but if they would have just made her the babysitter, then there would have been more babysitters to kill in the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. But I guess then you get the
he killed
gravestone.
Judith.
Right.
Stabbed her up.
Yeah. He shanked her wearing a clown costume.
As a
but
clown,
like,
too.
Yeah. He was a killer clown.
He was summoning art.
Who was the first killer clown?
John Wayne Gacy.
No, not like in real life. The very first like horror killer clown.
I'm not sure. That's interesting.
Oh, actually, so in 1801, Grimaldi first appeared in Sadler's Wells Theater. So apparently that established the clown as a strange archetypal nightmare. It became unsettling because it was like childlike-ish, but I don't know. They tried to be a creepy clown. Interesting. Okay. 1801, just so you know. Alrighty. Yeah. So Cool. Let's get into it. So I'll read a couple of company, cast, and crew notes. As you know, movies that have a ton of notes, we got to pick and choose. I'll do my best. Hopefully you hear everything you want to hear.
I feel like we covered it. We covered it decently when we were talking about it on the Carpenter episode.
Yeah, when we did the John Carpenter episode, we did talk quite a bit about Halloween, so hopefully you've heard a lot there. And also we talked quite a bit about it when we talked about our slashers, when we did our slashers episode, which was like episode 2, I think. So anyway, quick synopsis. Halloween is a 1978 American independent slasher film directed and scored by John Carpenter. It was co-written with producer Deborah Hill and starred Donald Pleasance and Jamie Lee Curtis in her film debut. But as we learned last week, The Exorcist was almost her film debut if her mother hadn't said no. With PJ Soles, Nancy Loomis, and supporting roles, it was set mostly in the fictional town of Haddonfield, Illinois. And the plot centers around a mental patient named Michael Meyers, who was committed to a sanitarium for murdering his teenage sister on Halloween after she did the diddly with her boyfriend. 15 years later, having escaped and returned to his hometown, he stalks a teenage babysitter named Laurie Strode and her friends while under pursuit by his psychiatrist, Dr. Samuel Loomis. Filming took place in Southern California in May of 1978. The film premiered in October and grossed $70 million, becoming one of the most profitable independent films of all time. So, primarily praised for Carpenter's direction and score, many critics credit the film as the first in a long line of slasher films inspired by Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho in 1960. We kind of know that maybe there was... yeah, there definitely were some quote-unquote slashers first, and, you know, my lovely, lovely friend Mikey and I went through a bunch of notes about that in the past, so we're not going to revisit all that. But I think Torso is definitely going to be probably the first slasher, but whatever. Okay, so it was inspired by Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho from 1960 and also Bob Clark's Black Christmas in 1974.
And Deep Red, from what I heard. I've heard him say that Deep Red was one of his influences for it.
Nice. Yes, that would make sense. It is considered one of the greatest and most influential horror films ever made. In 2006, it was selected for preservation in the United States National Film Registry by the Library of Congress as being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. Boom, another one. Gotta love it.
I have a Halloween story if you want me to tell you when it's funny.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So when I was going to community college, it was like when the first like ringtones were starting to happen. Like you can get like movie themes. I had Halloween on, and like somebody called me while I was in like history class. And the teacher freaked out because she was scared of that movie.
That is awesome. Yes, that is awesome. Scaring teachers since 1978. Mikey, Mutant, Blue Yeti Mikey. Halloween spawned a film franchise comprising of 13 films, which helped construct an extensive backstory for its antagonist, Michael Myers, sometimes narratively diverging entirely from previous installments.
And ignoring other things in other movies. It's weird.
Correct. Additionally, a novelization, a video game, and a comic book series have been based on this film. Okay, so just a couple more notes here. Cinematography was by Dean Cundy. That's
Dean
what
Cundy.
It looks like.
Yeah, you're right.
It was edited by Tommy Wallace and Charles Bornstein, and the music, as we said before, was by John Carpenter.
I think Wallace directed one of the other ones, too.
Did he?
I think so. Let me see. I think he did.
He directed Halloween 3. Yes.
Yeah.
Season of the Witch.
I love that one. People hate that one because it has no Michael Myers, but it's such a fun Halloween movie to watch on Halloween.
Nice. Okay. Gotcha. That is cool. Well, good for him. Yeah, so its budget was only between $300,000 and $325,000, and it brought in $70 million, and really started studios being okay with making this kind of film because obviously people wanted to see it, right? So again, this film, just a ton of notes, ton of production notes. So we're not going to cover the plot point by point, but let's talk a little bit about some of our favorite plot points and kills. Mikey,
So
what you
excited
got?
for
What do you
this.
want to talk about?
Bob's death is one of my favorite deaths in any horror movie. The way he like gets impaled into the wall, and then Michael just like looks at him. It's like so creepy. I don't know. I just love this movie so much. I saw it in the theaters a couple years ago when Cinemark was like playing it up here.
Really?
Yeah, it was playing, and it was like one night only. I think it was like one of those like events kind of things.
Yeah.
And Katie and I went after I was working one night. We watched it. It was awesome.
That's awesome, man. Very cool.
I really liked, even though it's a slasher movie, it wasn't many kills, but I did like them like trying to find him, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that was really cool. Like the detective arc when he was searching for him.
I love Samuel Loomis a lot.
When Loomis found the clothes and the body and the truck by like the payphone, he didn't call anybody about the body, did he? I don't know.
I don't think so. I think he was trying to stop him before like anything else can happen.
Right, so he just left the body.
Yeah,
that was weird. Whatever. Anyway, whatever. Yeah.
Loomis does some crazy things in this movie series, honestly.
Oh, he does, dude. He does. So I noticed things throughout the film that were like kind of out of place or like, just kind of different. And I wrote those notes down too. So I love this movie. I think that the sense of dread that the hour leading up to when the action starts is really so tense, and continuing
like him
to
just
see
stalking
him,
her slowly. Yeah,
stalk slowly is pretty neat. So once the action's happening, a couple things I noticed, and I did see this note. So I watched this on Amazon. So some of the notes, what I'll say is cool about Amazon is that they put trivia right for every movie.
Yeah, I love that too.
So I read through the trivia notes. So a couple of the notes I saw, one, Donald Pleasance did the first like hospital scene where he shows up with a nurse completely drunk on 2 bottles of wine. So everybody thought he wasn't going to be able. Yeah, everybody who was in filming thought he wasn't going to be able to pull it off, and he did. He pulled it off. So that was kind of cool.
2 bottles.
Yeah, 2 bottles of wine he killed right before they filmed. Number 2, another note I saw. Yeah, the dog. When Michael killed the dog, the German Shepherd, they filmed that in like a slow motion sequence. So it happened really quickly in real life. But they played it back in slow motion in that section, so you'd see the dog's legs like slowly fall down. That actually. I was like, did they actually kill that dog? Because it looks like death. But no, they slowed it down, the film down for that, for the effects.
They say
of the
that,
legs
but you don't know.
That's true. Another note on there, they were like, hey, they made a mistake. The camera was too high for a child's perspective in the beginning of the movie.
I don't think I would even notice that, honestly.
I know. But I was like, oh yeah, that child would be 6'5". Okay, interesting.
What if he's like?
Because he was just
always that
looking
tall.
in the window. Maybe his spirit is that tall. I don't know. Yeah. So, and then a couple things I noticed when Lori breaks the glass to get out of the kitchen when Michael's coming after her. That is the only pane of glass in the entire door that's foggy. Like they cleaned all the glass, but that piece obviously was something different. It was meant to be broken, maybe like candy glass or something like that. So she punched through it, and that's the only one that looks different. I did love the lighting when she was in the closet. It was like neo-noir kind of lighting like Mikey has today. And then okay, your favorite kill, I had a little problem with because that knife would have had to be like a sword length to hold that body up.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous, but I love that one. It's like one of my favorite kills in any movie.
It's cool. I first of all, it shows how strong Michael Myers is because he lifts like a almost full grown person off their feet, and then he stabs through them, and it stabs so strong, like hard, that it holds them in the wall. But the knife was sticking out like that far from the guy's body, and the knife is only like maybe like that long, so I was like, that would have to be a sword to hold him up. That's okay. The fact that there are only 4 kills in total, including his sister, that's like, it's nothing compared to like modern or even like horror films that came after that. But it doesn't matter because it holds up, right? It takes an hour.
And there was like no blood either.
The total film time's only like an hour and a half, right? And there was not a second kill until there was only 37 minutes left in the film. And then between 37 minutes and like the last 16 minutes, it's kind of slow, where he kills off the people. And then he chases Laurie for 15 minutes straight. It was intense. I was timing that shit out because I was like, oh my God, I feel like for modern horror or like horror fans who've been only watching like modern horror films, this might be hard to watch because it's so slow. What are you doing? You kissing me?
Did I fix it? No, I was fixing the blinds. It was like in my eyes. I couldn't see.
Your mouth was like right on the camera. I was like,
sorry, I meant to like turn off my camera.
Nah, you're good. You're good. Kiss, 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 kiss. Anyway, yeah. So those are my points. That's the stuff I really found interesting or just noticed. And that's my plot burp. Yeah, man. Anything else you want to talk about the film and the plot before I get into production notes?
How do you think he got that strong in the mental hospital?
Well, they said he just sat and stared at a wall all the time, so I don't know. Mental weightlifting. I don't know.
It's just like he's just like inhuman.
Yeah, I think that's it. Well, I mean, he got shot 6 times, fell out of a window, and then got up and took off. You know,
I mean, he's been like set on fire. He's been like head cut off. Wait, no, did they do that ever in the movies? I don't think so.
I don't think he got decapitated, did he?
No.
I don't know.
So think of who am I thinking of? I don't know.
I don't know. Oh, you know what? The last trivia note that I'm sure you knew already, but it was the first time that I read it. It was a Captain Kirk mask that they painted white. Like, that's ridiculous. And when
it's
I
also
looked at it,
turned
I was
inside
like,
out, I think.
I was like, holy shit, that does look like Captain Kirk.
Yeah, I found that out like long time ago.
Yeah. I had just read it for the first time. I was like, holy shit, that's neat. I didn't know that. All right, so let's go ahead. We'll get into some production notes. I'll try to barrel through these while, being precise, but we have a lot of notes about this film. So we'll try to get this done in a reasonable amount of time. So after viewing Carpenter's film Assault on Precinct 13 from 1976 at the Milan Film Festival, independent film producer Irwin Yablans, good old Yabbly Yablans, we've talked about him before. Oh, yeah, the Yablans is back. And financier Mustafa Akkad sought out Carpenter to direct a film for them about a psychotic killer that stalked babysitters. In an interview with Fangoria magazine, Yablin stated, I was thinking what would make sense. Yablin Goblin said, I was thinking that what would make sense in the horror genre. And what I wanted to do was make a picture that had the same impact as The Exorcist. And I think he did. Carpenter agreed to direct the film, contingent on his having full creative control. And he was paid $10,000 for his work, which included writing, directing, and scoring the film. Only $10,000. I think that translates. I think Mikey would probably say like 10,000 would be like 64 billion today. I don't know. Something like that. He and his then girlfriend, Deborah Hill, began drafting the story of Halloween. There's an urban myth that the film at one point was supposed to be called The Babysitter Murders, but Yablans has since debunked this, stating that it was always intended to take place on and be called Halloween. Carpenter said of the basic concept, quote, Halloween night, it has never been a theme in a film. My idea was to do an old haunted house film. Film director Bob Clark suggested in an interview released in 2005 that Carpenter had asked him for his own ideas for a sequel to his 1974 film Black Christmas. Now, we have covered this note before. That featured an unseen and motiveless killer who was murdering students at a university. God damn it, you waited a long time. Holy shit. I hope that's delicious. Keeping me on my toes. Really, keeping me on my toes.
You'll never know where it's coming from.
Halfway through production notes, and I finally get caca. Anyway, brah, brah, brah. All right. So, yes. As also stated in the 2009 documentary Clark World, which was directed and written by Clark's former production designer Darren Abram after Clark's tragic death in 2007, Carpenter directly asked Clark about his thoughts on developing the anonymous slasher in Black Christmas. Quote, I did a film about 3 years later, started with a film with John Carpenter. It was for his first film for Warner Brothers, which picked up Black Christmas. He asked me if I was ever going to do a sequel, and I said no. I was through with horror. I didn't come into the business just to do horror, he said. Again, we've read this entire quote once before when we were talking about
Rest in
John
peace.
Carpenter. Yes. But
horrible car wreck, him and his son.
Yeah. As we know, Bob Clark said specifically that this was John's film. He did not copy my idea. He did his own film, and he was very specific about that. So as far as the screenplay, it took approximately 10 days to write the screenplay. Yablans and Akkad ceded most of the creative control to writers Carpenter and Hill, whom Carpenter wanted as a producer. But Yablans did offer several suggestions. According to Fangoria, in an interview with Hill, Yablans, quote, wanted the script to be written like a radio show with booze every 10 minutes. By Hill's recollection, the script took about 3 weeks to write, and much of the inspiration behind the plot came from Celtic traditions of Halloween, such as the festival of Samhain. I don't know. Samhain, I don't know. However you want to say that.
Now Sam from Trick or Treat's going to kill us. We can't say his name.
Fuck. We're not going back there. Don't worry. Although Samhain is not mentioned in the plot of the film, Hill asserts that, quote, the idea was that you couldn't kill evil, and that was how we came about the story. We went back to the old idea of Samhain and that Halloween was the night where all the souls are let out to wreak havoc on the living, and then we came up with a story about the most evil kid who ever lived. And when John came up with his fable of a town with a dark secret of someone who once lived there, and now that evil has come back, that's what made Halloween work. I met the 6-year-old child. Yeah. I met the 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face and the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. I realized what was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil. Yes. Obviously, that was Loomis's description of a young Michael. But apparently that was inspired by John Carpenter's experience with a real-life mental patient. So that's neat. I did not know that. All right. So Hill, who had worked as a babysitter during her teenage years, wrote most of the female characters' dialogue. That seems helpful. While Carpenter drafted Loomis's speeches on the soullessness of Michael Meyers. Many script details were drawn from Carpenter's and Hill's own backgrounds and early careers. So the fictional town of Haddonfield, Illinois was derived from Haddonfield, New Jersey, where Hill was raised. Shout out Jersey once again, coming for Fairlawn. That's where we're going next. While several of the street names were taken from Carpenter's hometown of Bowling Green, Kentucky. It's called Blue Yeti, the story of Mikey Mutant. Laurie Strode was allegedly the name of one of Carpenter's old girlfriends, while Michael Meyers was the name of an English producer who had previously entered with Yablans Assault on Precinct 13 in various European film festivals. Interesting. Okay, so he helped out Carpenter and got his name as one of the most infamous killers of all time in film. Neat. Homage is paid to Alfred Hitchcock with 2 characters' names. Tommy Doyle is named after Lieutenant Detective Thomas J. Doyle, played by Wendell Corey from Rear Window. And Dr. Loomis's name was derived from Sam Loomis, played by John Gavin from Psycho, the boyfriend of Marion Crane, played by Janet Leigh, who is the real-life mother of Jamie Lee Curtis. Neat. Okay. It's kind of meant to be. Sheriff Lee Brackett shared the same name of a Hollywood screenwriter and frequent collaborator of Howard Hawks. In devising the backstory for the film's villain, Michael Meyers, Carpenter drew on haunted house folklore that existed in many small American communities. Quote, most small towns have a kind of haunted house story of one kind or another, he stated. And that's at least what teenagers believe. There's always a house down the lane that somebody was killed in or that somebody went crazy in, end quote. Carpenter also took inspiration from Westworld in 1973 for Michael Myers, which I've heard that before. Carpenter's inspiration for the evil that Michael Myers embodied came from a visit that he had taken during college to a psychiatric institution in Kentucky. There he visited a ward with psychology classmates where the most serious mentally ill patients were held. Among those patients was an adolescent boy who possessed a blank schizophrenic stare. Carpenter's experience inspired the characterization that Loomis gave of Michael to Sheriff Brackett in the film. Deborah Hill has stated the scene where Michael kills the Wallace's German Shepherd was done to illustrate how he really is evil and deadly, because who kills a fucking dog? So fucked up, man. The ending scene of Michael disappearing after being shot 6 times and falling off the balcony was meant to terrify the imagination of the audience, using a montage of the houses as Michael's breathing is heard. Carpenter tried to keep the audience guessing as to who Michael Myers really is. He is gone and everywhere at the same time. He's more than human. He may be supernatural, and no one knows how he got that way. To Carpenter, keeping the audience guessing was better than explaining away the character with he's cursed by some blah, 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 blah. Carpenter has described Halloween as true crass exploitation. Quote, I decided to make a film I would love to see as a kid, full of cheap tricks, like a haunted house at a fair where you walk down the corridor and things go boo. Okay. Holy shit. I see a bunch of kids walking down the street in costumes because it's fucking Halloween, bro. Oh, look. That looks like a really tall man in a very white mask just standing next to that tree staring at you. Why is he staring at you so hard?
Why is there somebody in a Yoda costume dancing behind him?
I don't know. That's extra weird. But he's just staring. He kind of looks like Captain Kirk a little bit, but it's like he's turned inside out. Oh, he disappeared. How did he just disappear? I don't know. You better keep set of eyes in the back of your head there, buddy. I think he thought you were a cutie.
I'm being stabbed.
By whom?
Captain Kirk.
Holy shit, he just picked you up like 3 feet off the ground. Oh, he impaled you. He stuck you to that tree like you were a little
too good.
Like you were a piece of paper with a knife stabbed through you. I don't know. Oh.
Hey.
Okay. Oh, did you get burped? Did your mouth get burped in?
No, Scabby vomited in my mouth this time.
Oh, nice. It's dripping out a little bit. Yeah, I see that. Why is it like neon green?
I don't know.
Oh shit. Your face is a little contorted. Okay. All right. Well, let's keep going with these notes. We got a lot of them today. So, all right, some casting notes. The cast of Halloween included veteran actor Donald Pleasance and then unknown actress Jamie Lee Curtis. The low budget limited the number of big names that Carpenter could attract, and most of the actors received very little compensation for their roles. Pleasance was paid the highest amount of $20,000, double what John Carpenter was paid. Interesting. Curtis received $8,000, which translated over time is probably about $60-70 billion, something like that. I don't know. And Nick Castle earned $25 a day. Holy shit. That's wild. The role of Dr. Loomis was originally intended for Peter Cushing, who had recently appeared as Grand Moff Tarkin in Star Wars 1977. Cushing's agent rejected Carpenter's offer due to the low salary. Well, that's on him. Christopher Lee, that would have been cool. Christopher Lee was then approached for the role too, but he also turned it down. Although the actor later told Carpenter and Hill that declining the role was the biggest mistake he ever made during his career. I mean, that makes sense, right? Yablans then suggested Pleasance, who agreed to star because his daughter Lucy, a guitarist, had enjoyed Assault on Precinct 13 for Carpenter's score. So good on Carpenter and good on Pleasance. In an interview, Carpenter admits that, quote, Jamie Lee wasn't the first choice for Laurie. I had no idea who she was. She was 19 and in a TV show at the time, but I didn't watch TV. end quote. He originally had wanted to cast Anne Lockhart, the daughter of June Lockhart from Lassie, as Laurie Strode. However, Lockhart had commitments to several other film and television projects. Hill says of learning that Jamie Lee was the daughter of Psycho actress Janet Leigh, quote, I knew casting Jamie Lee would be great publicity for the film because her mother was in Psycho. Curtis was cast in the part, though initially she had reservations, as she felt she identified more with the other female characters. Quote, I was very much a smart Alec, and I was a cheerleader in high school, so I felt very concerned that I was being considered for the quiet, repressed young woman, when in fact I was very much like the other two girls. All right, so another relatively unknown actress in Nancy Keys, who was credited in the film as Nancy Loomis, was cast as Laurie's outspoken friend, Annie Brackhart, who is the daughter of Haddonfield Sheriff Lee Brackett. Oh, Brackett. Brackhart? I said Brackhart. Who is played by Charles Cyphers. Keys had previously starred in Assault on Precinct 13, as had Cyphers, and happened to be dating Halloween's art director Tommy Lee Wallace when filming began. Carpenter chose P.J. Souls to play Linda Vanderklok, another loquacious friend of Laurie's best remembered in the film loquacious friend of Laurie's. Best remembered in the film for dialogue peppered with the word totally. She did say totally a lot.
She did.
She probably made that like a term of the 80s. Totally. Souls was an actress known for her supporting role in Carrie in 1976 and in her minor part in The Boy in the Plastic Bubble in 1976, and would subsequently play Riff Randall in the 1979 film Rock and Roll High School. According to Souls, she was told after being cast that Carpenter had written the role with her in mind. Souls' then husband, actor Dennis Quaid, was considered for the role of Bob Sims, Linda's boyfriend, but was unable to perform the role due to prior work commitments. Old Denny Quaid. The role of the Shape, as masked Michael Myers' character was billed in the end credits, was played by Nick Castle, who befriended Carpenter while they attended the University of Southern California. After Halloween, Castle became a director, taking the helms of films such as The Last Starfighter in 1984, The Boy Who Could Fly in 1986, Dennis the Menace in 1993. I love that movie. And Major Payne in 1995. I also love that movie. Nice. Tony Moran plays the unmasked Michael at the end of the film.
That's definitely Moran.
Moran was...
God damn it.
Moron was a struggling actor before he got the role. Poor Moron. At the time, he had a job on Hollywood and Vine dressed up as Frankenstein. Moran had the same agent as his sister Erin, who played Joni Cunningham on Happy Days. When Moran went to audition for the role of Michael, he met for an interview with Carpenter and Yablans. He later got a call back and was told that he had gotten the part. Moran was paid $250 for his appearance. Will Sandin played the unmasked young Michael in the beginning of the film. Carpenter also provided uncredited voice work as Paul, Annie's boyfriend. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so some filming notes. Akkad agreed to put up $300,000, which is equivalent to $1.4 million today for the film's budget, which was considered low at the time. Carpenter's previous film, Assault on Precinct 13, had an estimated budget of $100,000. Interesting.
Which now is like $4,000.
What?
Yeah.
Oh. What? You went backwards.
In 2023, that's $4,000.
Oh, so if we spent $4,000 of today's dollars, it'd be worth $100,000 back then. I guess you're right. Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, Akkad worried over the tight 4-week schedule, low budget, and Carpenter's limited experience as a filmmaker, but he did tell Fangoria, quote, 2 things made me decide. 1, Carpenter told me the story verbally and in a suspenseful way, almost frame by frame. 2nd, he told me he didn't want to take any fees and that he showed that showed that he had confidence in the project. End quote. Carpenter received $10,000 for directing, writing, and composing the music, retaining rights to 10% of the film's profits. And there it is.
Wow.
Boom, he made money. All right. Okay, so... right. As we've said a couple times, production designer Tommy Lee Wallace did use a mask modeled after Captain Kirk from the Star Trek series, making various modifications such as painting it white, widening the eyes, and altering its hair. Because of the low budget, wardrobe and props were often crafted from items on hand or that could be easily purchased inexpensively. Carpenter hired Tommy Lee Wallace as production designer and art director, location scout, and co-editor. He had a lot of jobs. Wallace created the trademark mask, and he had actually purchased that for only $1.98 from a costume shop on Hollywood Boulevard.
That's so awesome. I wonder how much it's worth.
Dude, I don't know, right?
Like screen worn mask that he bought for like what? You said $2?
Yeah, $1.98.
Yeah, $1.98. That's wild.
That's wild. So in the script it said that Michael Myers' mask had the pale features of a human face, and it was truly spooky looking. I can only imagine the result if they hadn't painted the mask white. And this is a quote. Children would be checking their closet for William Shatner after Tommy got through with it. Can you imagine?
If he spray painted red, it kind of looks like him now, though.
That's awesome. Oh, my God. Oh,
my God.
Hill added that it was the idea to make him almost humorless, faceless, this sort of pale visage that could resemble a human or not. Many of the actors wore their own clothes, and Curtis's wardrobe was purchased at J.C. Penney for around $100. Wallace described the filming process.
Like $2,000.
Right, that would be a $2,000 shopping spree at old J.C. Penney.
Are they still around?
I think they're still in malls or something. I don't know.
What's a mall?
You know, the place that you go to that has like one J.C. Penney.
That doesn't exist at this point.
And then it has a bunch of old ladies walking around. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
All righty. So, Brenda Wallace described the filming process as uniquely collaborative, with cast members often helping move equipment, cameras, and helping facilitate setups. The vehicle that was stolen by Michael Myers from Dr. Loomis and Nurse Marion Chambers at the Smith Grove Sanitarium, where Loomis was completely drunk on 2 bottles of wine, was an Illinois government-owned 1978 Ford LTD station wagon that was rented for 2 weeks of the filming. When filming was complete, the car was returned to the rental company, who put it up for auction. Oh, nice. That's pretty cool, actually. Smart on them. The next owner left it in a barn for decades until selling it to its new owner, who had it completely restored, both the interior and exterior. I mean, that's a good investment. Halloween was filmed in 20 days over a 4-week period in May of 1978. Much of the filming was comprised using a Panaglide, a clone of the Steadicam, and then new camera, the then new camera that allowed the filmmakers to move around spaces smoothly. All right, so filming locations included South Pasadena, California, Garfield Elementary School in Alhambra, California, and the cemetery in Sierra Madre, California. An abandoned house owned by a church stood in as the Meyers house. The 2 homes in Orange Grove Avenue near Sunset Boulevard in Spalding Square, the neighborhood of Hollywood, were used for the film's climax, as the street had few palm trees. Makes sense. And thus closely resembled a Midwestern street. Some palm trees, however, are visible in the film's earlier establishing scenes. I didn't pick those out. Okay. The crew had difficulty finding pumpkins in the spring, and artificial fall leaves had to be reused for multiple scenes. Don't let the leaves blow away. We need them for the next scenes, please.
They can take it from my yard.
Right? They could have a ton from me, for sure. Local families dressed their children in Halloween costumes for trick-or-treat scenes. Carpenter worked with the cast to create the desired effect of terror and suspense. According to Curtis, Carpenter created a fear meter because the film was shot out of sequence, and she was not sure what her character's level of terror should be in certain scenes. That's pretty cool, actually. So, quote, She said, here's about a 7 or here's a 6. Well, the scene we're going to shoot tonight is going to be a 9, remembered Curtis from Carpenter. She had different facial expressions and scream volumes for each level on the meter. Carpenter's direction for Castle and his role as Meyers was minimal. Right, now you're at a 9. Try a 9 for me.
Ooh.
That's more like a 7. Try a 9. Oh my God. Yeah, that's a 9. Good job. Oh,
sorry,
terrifying. That's okay. Terrifying.
Sorry, future
yeah, it's
Mikey.
like, sorry, Troy, on your walk. Carpenter's direction for Castle and his role as Meyers was minimal. For example, when Castle asked what Meyers' motivation was for a particular scene, Carpenter replied that his motivation was to walk from one set marker to another and not act. Wow. Okay. By Carpenter's account, the only direction that he gave Castle was during their murder sequence for Bob, in which he told Castle to tilt his head and examine the corpse
creepy.
as if it were a butterfly collection. Wow. That is creepy as shit. All right. So those are our production notes. Picked and choose the best I could there. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And next, we're going to get a little bit into the musical score at a very high level. Now, I will say, just so you guys know, oh, shit, that's not what I was going to say. That there are entire Wikipedia and article pages and sourced material just on the soundtrack. So this is a very high level.
I wonder if there's like
notes.
a 1 rating on IMDb.
Well, you know what? You're going to find them in a little bit. So we're going to start with the musical score. Carpenter did the score as he was told that the film wasn't scary after doing a test screening. Interesting. Instead of utilizing more traditional symphonic soundtracks, the film score consists primarily of a piano medley played in a 10/8 or a complex 5/4 time signature, composed and performed by Carpenter. It took him 3 days to compose and record the entire score for the film. That's very impressive. Following the film's critical and commercial success, the Halloween theme became recognizable apart from the film. Carpenter said it was also done in an hour. Critic James Bernardelli?
Bernardelli.
James Bernardelli?
Bernardelli. What?
Bernardelli. You know what? That fucking, he's a fucking deli bitch. Calls the score relatively simple and unsophisticated. What?
No, this one IMDb one. This the one. This guy is so mad at the movie.
Oh, I can't wait. Yes, we're almost there. Deli Belly also admits that the Halloween music is one of its strongest assets. Carpenter once stated in an interview, quote, "I can play just about any keyboard, but I can't read or write a note." Interesting. In Halloween's end credits, Carpenter bills himself as the Bowling Green Philharmonic Orchestra. But he also received assistance from composer Dan Wyman, a music professor at San Jose University. Some non-score songs can be heard in the film. One is an untitled song performed by Carpenter and a group of his friends in a band called the Coupe de Villes. The song can be heard as Laurie steps into Annie's car on her way to babysit Tommy Doyle.
That's another way to market yourself.
Yeah, right. Another song, which was Don't Fear the Reaper, by a classic rock band, Blue Oyster Cult, also appears in the film. It plays on the car radio as Annie drives Laurie through Haddonfield with Michael Myers in silent pursuit. The soundtrack was first released in the United States. Oh, shit. He's standing right behind you, buddy. Here. He's right behind you. God damn. He picked you up like you were a little feather, and he chucked you into that tree, and he stabbed you right through the heart.
He stabbed my neck also.
Wow. All right. Mikey got Mikey.
Okay.
Part 2.
I'm back.
Oh, shit. He's coming for me. No, don't touch me. Don't touch me.
He's choking Dylan with his shirt.
I like it, Daddy. I like it. Oh, wait. Why'd you stop? Why are you running from me? Come back here.
What is happening? I'm scared.
I don't know. I got into it and he ran away. Weird. Anyway. All right.
He's
so
scared of commitment.
That's it. That he's scared of commitment. He's like, no,
He
this
only
is
wants
too
to chase
serious.
his
I can't do
relatives.
it.
That's it. Wait, are you related to him? Why is he attacking you?
No, I'm Malcolm Meyers. I don't know. I'm not related to Michael Myers. I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, so the soundtrack was first released in the United States in October of 1983, and it was subsequently released on CD in 1985. I didn't know they had CDs that early. Okay.
Really?
Then it was re-released in 1990 and then reissued again in 2000. On the film's 40th anniversary, coinciding with the release of anthology movie themes 1974 to 1998. Yeah, which is by Carpenter. A cover of the theme by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross was released. Okay, so now we're going to get into one of my favorite parts of our show, the critical reception and release. But we're no longer reading from actual critics because we took all of their penises. They are all now eunuchs. That was a penis burp there, Mikey. But now we are reading reviews from the Harambe Man. We have either the happy Harambe in heaven, or we have angry Harambe. So we'll see
this one
who is up first today.
One out of
1.
10.
This is an angry Harambe. Okay.
It's kind of long, but I want to read this one because it's so ridiculous. It's the first one you do. 1 star comes up. John Carpenter is a director I admire the most. The film is awful without a story. It is mind-numbingly boring. The character of Michael Myers is evil, and that's it. No one had mentioned to him. It's a boring character. There's virtually no story in this film. For a better part of the duration, the people walk around very slowly, long scenes. They think they see something, then it's gone again. They think it's their friend messing around. They back up into something harmless that spooks them. All the cliches, but wait, hold on. They created the cliches.
This movie created the cliches. Yeah.
Oh my god. It's completely bereft of intellectual stimulation. It sucks, plain and simple. Well, nowadays, every horror movie does that Halloween stuff at first. I don't care. I'm not watching this film 30 years ago. I'm watching it today. When I sit down to the movies, I want to be told story. I don't want a lesson in film history. People clinging to our truth. Somehow Halloween became holy cow. Everybody and their brother tell you that Halloween is a classic because everybody telling each other that for 30 years. This is from 2009.
Wow.
That guy just hates it. Oh my god.
We put him out of his misery. That's okay. Angry Harambe. I mean, if I can garner his gist, he's watching the movie through today's lens and judging it by today's standards, which it set the standards in a smaller way than people have taken the extremes to. So that's pretty bad, but that's okay.
Right.
Oh, wait. He's getting back up. Hold on. Okay. All right. He should be dead now. All right.
Just showed up and shot him too.
Nice. Okay, cool.
All right. I think this one's going to be good.
Okay.
This is 10 stars.
Happy Harambe in heaven.
There's not even it's only like a little bit. Influential masterwork, one of the best low-budget horror films ever made.
Yep. Okay,
it's just a title. Okay. It doesn't have anything else to it. Hold on, let me find another one.
Nice.
It doesn't feel fair.
Scary sorry. I put them out of their misery. Okay, yeah.
Oh my god, this is an essay.
Oh god, don't do that.
It's just this person saying it's their favorite movie of all time.
Nice.
So yeah, he loves this movie. Okay.
Cool. Okay. So I will say, I know we're not going to go through all of like the actual critics' responses, but I will say that it has a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. It is a very, very highly rated film by everyone. So it's always good to read some angry Harambe reviews, but that is definitely not the majority.
Yeah, and
we took care of it. All right, cool. So, yeah, let's go ahead, Mikey. You're going to get into home media release. So we're going to kind of streamline this part of the episode a little bit. And now he's going to jump into home media notes.
All right, so home media. Since Halloween premiered, it has been released in several home video formats. Early VHS versions were released by Media Home Entertainment. This release subsequently became collector's item with one copy from 1979 selling on eBay for Wow. $13,000. In 2013, on August 3rd, 1995, Blockbuster issued a commemorative edition of the film on VHS.
Fuck yeah, Blockbuster. Go Blockbuster.
I don't like Blockbuster.
No, I mean, they don't exist, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, they're the ones who killed all the mom and pop video stores.
Well, Netflix would have done that anyway, so, you know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
So where was I? Oh. As stated, the film was first released in VHS in 1979, again in 1981 on Media Home Entertainment. The synopsis on the back misspelled Meyers as Meyers.
Nice. That's me today. I'm Malcolm Meyers.
No, it's totally Myers, though. No. It's Myers.
Myers. Got it.
Myers.
Okay.
The film also released on Betamax around that same time. It was not released in CED format. I've never heard of that. Is that like pre-CD?
Yeah, it's the discs. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Unlike Halloween 2 and 3, but it was released on Laserdisc. Okay.
Fucking Laserdisc. My uncle had a Laserdisc, and it was awesome. It was so cool.
I think my uncle did too.
Yeah, I think I watched like The Wizard of Oz on Laserdisc on this like giant, like ridiculous TV that was not like a flat screen yet. It was one of those like big, like wide, quote unquote flat screens or whatever.
That was weird. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway.
All right. The film was released first time on DVD by Anchor Bay in October 28, 1997. Okay, so today the DVD is released only one feature, the original mono audio track heard in the theaters. On most home releases that preceded it, Anchor Bay released the film on DVD in various editions. Among them were Extended Edition, which features original theatrical release with the scenes that were shot for TV broadcast edited in there. In 1999, Anchor Bay released a 2-disc limited edition with both theatrical and extended editions, as well as I always have a problem pronouncing that.
I do too, I guess. Lenticular.
I mean, see, I knew it. It's just like hard to pronounce, you know.
Yeah,
all right.
For sure.
Lenticular cover art lobby cards. 2003, Anchor Bay released 25-year anniversary edition with improved Diva Max picture and audio, along with an audio commentary track by Carpenter, Curtis, and Hill, among other features. That's the one I had for
actually,
a while.
Yeah, so that's cool. If you have the Anchor Bay October 28th, 1997 edition, you have the only DVD edition that exists, or like disc edition that exists, with the mono audio track from 1978. Cool. So hold on to that. I'm sure anybody who listens to this podcast is not getting rid of anything anyway. But yeah, that's pretty neat. That is pretty neat. And then if you have the VHS, from 1979 by Media Home Entertainment. In 2013, that was sold for $13,000. So, I mean, in 2023, 10 years later, shit. I mean, maybe you get $25, or maybe you get like $3 for it. I don't know. I don't know how inflation works.
You get $3 and someone spits in your face for no reason.
Welcome to America. Healthcare.
On October 2nd, 2007, this film was released for the first time on Blu-ray by Anchor Bay and Stars. And that was when, is it Viacom? I think that's when they bought Anchor Bay. The following year, gotcha. 30th anniversary commemorative set was issued, containing a DVD, Blu-ray versions of the film, the sequels Halloween 4 and 5, and a replica Michael Myers mask. A 35-year anniversary Blu-ray release was in 2013 with a new transfer, and supervised by cinematographer Dean Cundy. This release earned a Saturn Award for Best Classic Film Release in September 2014. Screen Factory teamed with Anchor Bay to release the film, a part of a box set. I originally was going to get that, but then it went out of print, so I never got that one.
Oh, really? You didn't get it before it was gone? Yikes.
No. That was like right before I got a Blu-ray player, so I was kind of late on the Blu-rays.
Gotcha.
I mean, I had like a bunch of them on Blu-ray, but that was mostly when I was still buying DVDs.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so the film released by Lionsgate Home Entertainment on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray for the 40th anniversary, and also available online for computer and other devices viewing, streaming, and rentals.
Don't do that.
Right.
Don't do downloadable files through Amazon, Apple,
because they'll
iTunes,
take
don't
that
do
shit when it's like the rights go up for it. They'll take it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why. Like when I tell you guys, like, oh yeah, I watched this on Amazon. I rented it. I don't buy them on Amazon, or it's just available on Amazon. One or the other. So don't do that.
In September 2021, Scream Factory released a new 4K edition scan of the film, as well as the first 4 sequels.
Oh, okay. So Scream
I haven't
Factory
gotten
put
them
out.
yet, but yeah.
Okay. Nice. Cool. Awesome, Mikey. Well, thank you for those home media release notes. As I said before, we're probably gonna stop focusing in so much on, theatrical release because we're a video store. You know what I mean? So we might not talk as much about that. But we might. Who knows? We just do what we fucking want. So next, we're going to talk a little bit about the legacy of the film and that it's left over the years. Obviously, this is like one of the granddaddies of slashers and the genre in general. But yeah, it's one of the big pappies. One of the big old smackety pappies. Yeah, Pappy Mikey. All right, so Halloween is a widely influential film within the horror genre. It was largely responsible for the popularization of slasher films in the 1980s and helped develop the slasher genre in general. Halloween popularized many tropes that have become completely synonymous with the slasher genre. So the final girl trope, it popularized the final girl. The killing off of characters who are substance abusers or sexually promiscuous, and the use of a theme song for the killer.
Oh, shit.
Carpenter also shot... Oh, goddamn. Do you hear that? Do you hear it? Oh, my God. Holy fuck.
He got the kitchen knife.
Oh, bro, it's all the way through your chest again. How does this keep happening? Hey, Mike. Okay, bye, Mike. Oh, look, he's chasing off those teenagers. There he goes.
I thought we were friends. What the fuck?
No, he's not. He's tried to kill you 3 times.
He turned off the lights and stabbed the shit out of me. I couldn't even see him.
Goddamn Captain Kirk, motherfucker. Mask ass wearing bitch. Oh, he's choking me.
He somehow went to where Dylan lives now and strangled him. Oh, wait, no, we're on road trip.
Yeah, we're on the road trip. We're both here. Oh, my God. I'll stop. I'll stop fucking calling you names. Sorry, buddy. Sorry. Oh, here he comes. Oh, but you know what? Today, Mike, you better step back. I got something for you. You got it. You got a problem with me?
He's fired his laser.
Oh.
The delayed shotgun is funny enough.
Well, and he fell through the window. Oh, one more for good measure. Okay. Oh, fuck. He just got back up again, and he's running away. Well, you really can't kill this guy. Anyway, all right. So, continuing. Let's see here. Carpenter also shot many scenes from the perspective of the killer, even as a child who was 6'7", in order to build tension. These elements...
He was born 6'7".
He was. These elements have become so established that many historians argue that Halloween is responsible for the new wave of horror that emerged during the 1980s that we all love so much. Due to its popularity, Halloween became a blueprint for success that many other horror films, such as Friday the 13th and A Nightmare on Elm Street, followed, and that others like Scream satirized. Yep, sounds good. Mikey's got to go pick up his monster juice. Monster splooge. All right, so the major themes present in Halloween also became common in the slasher films it inspired. Film scholar Pat Gill notes that in Halloween there's a theme of absentee parents, But films such as A Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th feature the parents becoming directly responsible for the creation of the killer. There are slasher films that predated Halloween, such as Silent Night, Bloody Night, in 1972, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in 1974, and Black Christmas in 1974, and Torso, which may have come before all of those as the first slasher. If you think it is or not, I don't know, that's up to you, which contained prominent elements of the slasher genre, both involving a group of teenagers being murdered by a stranger, as well as having the final girl trope. Halloween, however, is considered by some historians as being responsible for the new wave of horror films because it not only used these tropes, but also pioneered many others and added them into the genre. Rockoff notes that, quote, it's difficult to overestimate the importance of Halloween, noting its pioneering use of the final girl character, subjective point of view shots, and holiday setting. Rockoff considers the film the, quote, blueprint for all slashers and the model against which all subsequent films are judged. All right, so a couple notes on the sequels and the remake. So Halloween spawned 9 sequels, an unrelated spin-off film, and 2 films in a remake series. Of the subsequent films, only the first sequel was written by Carpenter and Hill. It begins exactly where Halloween ends, and it was intended to finish the story of Michael Myers and Laurie Strode. Carpenter did not direct any of the subsequent films in the Halloween series, although he did produce Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, the plot of which is unrelated to the other films in the series due to the absence of Michael Myers. He, along with Alan... Hey there, scabby boy. How you doing, bud? You feeling good today? God, what are you chewing? Are you chewing on the rocks? What is that? Oh, you're chewing on Michael's skin.
Dylan, help!
Bro, Mikey's just going to have holes in his skin. Holy shit.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. That's disgusting. Get away from me. You two are gross. Yuck. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right. So where were we? Okay. So Carpenter, along with Alan Haworth, also composed the music for the second and third films. After the negative critical and commercial reception for Season of the Witch, which didn't even have Michael in it, which makes sense, that it would be bad, the studio brought back Michael Myers in Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Financier Mustafa Akkad, I hope I'm saying that right, I think I am, continued to work closely with the Halloween franchise. Nice. Acting as an executive producer of every sequel until his death in the 2005 Amman bombings. Wow, that's sad. Rest in peace. All right, so with the exception of Halloween 3, the sequels further developed the character of Michael Myers and the Samhain theme, or Samhain, whatever you want to call it. Even without considering the third film, the Halloween series contains continuity issues, which some sources attribute to the different writers and directors involved on each film, which we talked about earlier. A remake was released in 2007, and it was followed in 2009 by a sequel. What do you think of those, Mikey? Hello. Are you there? Michael?
Hello? Hello?
Hey, so what do you think of those remakes?
So I was just talking to somebody on Twitter about this. I like some of the things in the first one, like the kills, but I'm not really a fan of Rob Zombie as a director.
Yeah. Okay.
The second one is terrible. Don't watch it.
Okay.
But the original, the original Halloween 2 is amazing.
Okay. Yeah.
So
an 11th installment was released in 2018 as a direct sequel to the original film, disregarding the previous sequels and retconning the end of the first film. It was followed by 2 direct sequels, Halloween Kills in 21 and Halloween Ends in 22. And that's where the films kind of finish up.
I haven't seen Halloween Ends yet, but I've seen the other 2 and I liked them.
Yeah, I've heard mixed reviews on them.
I heard the last one is like hated.
Yeah.
I don't know. Halloween Erection was the worst. Resurrection was one of the worst ones.
Did you just say Halloween Erection?
Halloween Resurrection.
No, I'm going to rewind that back and play it again just so everybody can hear it.
Halloween erection.
Oh, wow.
Halloween erection. That's the name. That's Mikey's porn. Okay. So I did want to talk about, so there was a novelization and there was a video game just in legacy stuff. So there was a mass market paperback novelization of the same name that was written by Curtis Richards. That was a pseudonym that was used by the author named Richard Curtis. It was published by Bantam Books in 1979 and reissued in 1982, and then it later went out of print. The novelization adds aspects not featured in the film, such as the origins of the curse of Samhain or Samhain and Michael Meyers' life in Smith's Grove Sanatorium, which contradict its source material. For example, the novel's version of Michael speaks during his time in the sanitarium, while in the film, Dr. Loomis states he hasn't spoken a word in 15 years. I haven't read that. Have you, Mikey? Are you dead? You okay? Are they mowing your lawn?
Yeah, I was trying to see if you could hear that. That's why I stopped for a second.
I got you.
It's actually not my yard. It's like the property that's next to us, which is like don't even ask. It's like a factory.
Right, yeah. That factory makes a lot of interesting noises. It's a business factory, right?
Yeah, there's two of them, like right next to it. It's weird. It's like all these like nice houses and like shit, and like they're just like two businesses right next door.
Two business factories. Yeah. Where people go to do business.
They go do a business.
Factory. Yes. They go do a business or two. Yes. All right. So lastly here for the video game note. So in 1983, Halloween was adapted as a video game for Atari 2600 by Wizard Video. None of the main characters in the game were named. Players take on the role of a teenage babysitter who tries to save as many children as possible from an unnamed knife-wielding killer. In another effort to save money, most versions of the game did not even have a label on the cartridge, and I'm sure they're worth some money now. Yeah, it was simply a piece of tape with Halloween written in marker. The game contained more gore than the film, however. When the babysitter is killed, her head disappears and is replaced by blood that's pulsating from the neck as she runs around exaggeratedly. Yeah, that's awesome. Cool, Atari. The game's primary similarity to the film is the theme music that plays when the killer appears on screen. I'm surprised. I mean, they've done a Friday the 13th game. Didn't they just put out like
Texas Chainsaw? Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw. So there haven't been any other Michael Myers games.
If I remember right, he's a DLC character in Dead by Daylight.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's cool. Okay. Nice. All right. Well, that wraps up the legacy notes that I have. That's all I got, friends. So we're going to go ahead and get the fuck out of here before Michael kills either of us again. This has just been like he's just been killing us over and over. Oh, shit. Do you hear that? Oh, fuck. He just killed Mikey again.
No, it was Laurie Strode just came in.
Oh, fuck. Laurie Strode just... Oh.
Jamie Lee Curtis just came in and punched me in the face.
She didn't punch you in the face. She put a fucking hanger through your eye. Holy shit. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. She's stomping the hanger into your skull. Holy shit.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Okay, well... I think that's all I can take of Haddonfield. I am sore.
Today's Halloween day.
I have bruises all over my neck. Yes, that's why we decided to record today as well.
Yeah, the movie came out today, 45 years ago.
Is the 45th anniversary of the release of Halloween. Dun, 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 dun.
That sounds more like Doom than
Shut up. Listen, I don't sing. I play the guitar. I don't sing, though. So, sorry. All right, that's it. Let's get the fuck out of here. We're going to go back and get in the car and take off. Mikey's bleeding everywhere, and he has a hanger sticking out of his eye. Can you pull that out, please?
The eye came out, though.
Oh, yeah. There's your eye. Toss your eye away. All right.
It's back.
You'll get a new one. Oh, you'll get a new one when Scabby when he farts in your mouth or something like that. So, all right, let's
That's
go.
when he
Let's
pukes in my mouth. What are you talking about?
No, he takes a shit in your mouth now, I think.
It's just escalating.
You know what? Bro, it's really good this road trip's about to be over because this has gotten weird. I'm ready to get back to home, get to the store, take a shower, shit in my own house, anyway. All right, so we are going to go ahead and get you through the radio, tuned back into the store so Balthy and Hugh can get you checked out this week. So let me go ahead and tune this radio here.
Okay. Hi. Welcome back. I am so fucking tired.
He keeps choking me.
Being alone in the store with you, Jameis. He is such a fucking piece of human garbage.
Not the chainsaw!
Okay, alright, that should keep him quiet for a little bit. Not really. He still talks. Even when I cut his head off, he still fucking talks. Alright, I'll put his head on the counter. Alright, so, this week, you're going home with the treasure trove of stuff. So grab your popcorn, your candies, grab your soda pops, and we'll get you the fuck out of here. So, first you're going home with Children of the Corn from 1984 by Fritz Kirsch. Great film. You gotta love those little kitties. They're evil as shit. I love them. Hugh, what are they going home with next? I guess I actually killed Hugh. Okay, so they're going home with April Fool's Day.
April Fool's Day! 1986! Fred Walton!
Fuck! Why? I hate this so much. Yes, April Fool's Day, 1986, Fred Walton. Of the Walton family, if you didn't know. Black Christmas, yes, he's a Walton. He says, good night, Fred. Good night, Billy. Good night, John Boy. Black Christmas, 1974, by Blob Clark. By Bob Clark. Mikey, why can I hear you? Fuck off. Get out of here.
Hey, we have a truce.
Oh, yeah.
I just gave you a bag of beef jerky.
Oh, you're so sweet. Is it human jerky?
You know it.
I call it Hirky. Okay.
Jerky.
All right. So, lastly, well, no, you got a couple more. So, Blood-Sucking Freaks, 1976, by Joel M. Reed. And then also, for a bloody good time, The Gorgor Girls, or Blood Orgy from 1972, by Herschel Gordon Lewis.
The Godfather of Gore.
Yes, the fucking master of gore. Okay, and then lastly, Mikey, who are they going home? What's the kids' movie this week?
Monster Family from 2017, directed by Dave Seifer.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and send you back to the car with Mikey and Dylan. I'm so happy next week they'll be back at the store, and I won't be the only one dealing with Hugh Janus every fucking day of the week. I'm going to go fucking jump off a bridge now. Okay?
I'm your friend, though. Mimi, don't go. Don't go.
Holy shit. Dude, for some reason, every time Mikey just keeps getting attacked with a chainsaw, and it's like a floating chainsaw.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. I just keep hearing chainsaws. Dude, every time you talk, I hear a chainsaw. I don't know. It's weird.
It's not even.
Weird. Okay.
It's a leaf blower.
Are you haunted by a leaf blower?
Yes.
It's the spirit of Mikey's uncared for leaf blower.
Fall Massacre.
Yes.
Bravo 2, Fall Massacre.
So, friends, I just want to say a big thank you to all of you for riding along with us for 4 weeks.
30 episodes.
Yeah, this is episode 30. That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
But 4 weeks of our Halloween road trip. We had a really good time. We took our first pit stop at Hull House. Night of the Demons, and then we went and we checked out Trick or Treat and met Sam. Then we went over to Washington, D.C. and played around with Pazuzu. And lastly, getting murdered by Michael Myers over and over and over. We have had just a really, really fun month of experience, but we are so ready to get back to the store and so ready to get back to our families. So next week, Mikey, why don't you go ahead and tell them what we're going to be talking about once we get back to the store? Woohoo!
Next week's episode is going to be Pieces from 1982. It's one of the most ridiculous movies of all time, and it's like a gory fun time.
Yeah,
Bastards!
Yes. Let's go. Pieces, 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 pieces.
You don't have to go to Texas to get a chainsaw massacre.
Bodies.
That's a tagline.
I know. I love that tagline. I love it. Okay, cool. So, hey, I got one thing to do before, we get your shout outs in. I am going to only shout out one person this week, and that's going to be Troy, because Troy sent us an email, and I have promised that anyone who sends us an email, I will read on the air.
I hope it's Troy, nice. He's a nice guy, so it's nice.
Troy came through. Troy's the man. All right, so the subject is, I don't know what the subject is. I haven't written it yet. The body says, can I come on the podcast in December and talk about the Silent Night, Deadly Night franchise? I love those movies. They are so
Let's
bad.
Go!
Let's fucking go. Yes, you can. All right, next sentence. I promise I won't randomly open a can. Thank fucking God.
I didn't do it.
Wait. He said, in parentheses, I'm totally going to randomly open a can.
Every guest has to do it now.
Damn it, Troy.
You'll never escape it, though.
Oh, well. He threw in some Canadian shit. He said, I just watched a beaver fall down a tree. Beavers are badass. He said,
I love Troy.
there was a homeless camp that left a couple days ago that would have been squished if they were still there. Not cool, beavers. Then he says, Kane Hodder is the best Jason. Ken Kersinger is a very close second. And then he says, have you guys seen Ginger Snaps? I want to do that too with you guys. And
yes.
That's it.
That's
he didn't say goodbye or thank you. He just said, that's it. And he hit send. Yes. Troy, the answer to coming on the show twice is yes. That sounds good. And thank you so much for being our first email. That's my shout out today. Troy is the fucking man. Private Troy on Twitter or X or whatever. Mikey, who you shouting out?
Tangent of Horror podcast. They're really cool dudes who always like talk to us and like stuff, and like they have really good episodes too. My other podcast is Dab of Death, and my co-host Dab Jimmy on Twitter, and also the Film We Trust podcast. Another bunch of cool people, and my wife Katie.
Hey, Katie! The second shout out. You know what? I'll shout out Carla too. Carla, you rock. Thanks for everything. Well, that's a Carla burp. Okay. All right. So don't forget, everybody, come on the podcast if you have a project you want to promote, whether that's a movie, a comic book, band. Shoot us an email at vhsdoom@gmail.com. We'd love to have you on.
No one from Fairlawn, New Jersey.
But Fairlawn, New Jersey is prohibited, according to Mikey. I say that no. Let's have a Fairlawn battle.
How about Fairlawn, Glen Rock, and Ridgewood are not allowed?
If you're from any of those three towns, shoot me an email at vhsdoom@gmail.com, and I'll set up a battle royale with Mikey and all of you against Mikey. All right. Dude, let's fucking go. I'm so ready to go. Let's go. Back to the store. Back to the store. Back to the store. Back to the store. Peace. Here we go. I got dry mouth from all that LSD.
I'm being stabbed.
By whom?
Captain Kirk. Captain Kirk. An erection. Captain Kirk. An erection. Captain Kirk. An erection.
I knew it, y'all. What?